has just been absolutely bonkers this past like 3 or 4 months. Like, I've been so busy. I've missed doing videos. I've really missed doing videos. It's just been so tough. It's been tough. I missed you guys so much though. I would always, every once in a while, I would check in on just how the videos were doing, even though I knew that I wouldn't be posting on this channel for a while. And every time I checked, I was bombarded with positive comments and people asking where I was and wishing me well. And guys, that honestly meant so much. It meant so much. And I'm so glad that even when I was taking a hiatus, you guys were enjoying the videos, and it means a lot that you guys were, wondering where I was at and what I was up to. And I really wish that I could have continued uploading as usual, but like I said, life has been absolutely insane. Like, I want to update you guys. That's the thing. It's like every time something happened to me, I thought I should definitely do a video on this. It helps me just to like think through things when I speak out loud. It makes it easier for me to understand the things that are going on in my life sometimes. So for my own benefit and just because I love interacting with you guys are awesome. Once again, I can't thank you enough. I really can't thank you enough for all the kind words, and I really want to start making videos regularly again. I don't know how consistent I'll be able to be. I'll try to be consistent, but the way that life has been lately has just been bonkers, and it's just finally starting to slow down a little bit, so maybe that will open up some time for me to get back to making videos. But you guys have been on my mind. I'm so glad that you stuck around, and I want to keep making videos. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being here. As always, you guys are honestly the best. I appreciate you so much. I want to give you like a brief overview of all the things that have been happening over the past few months. I could honestly make like a few videos on each of these subjects I'm about to bring up, because it's just been exhausting. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's been exhausting. I've been growing a lot as a person, but growth is not always the most comfortable thing, as I think I've already discussed with you guys on this channel before. But I have been in the growth zone, and there has been little to no comfort for the past few months. And in my head, I'm just trying to decide how personal I want to get. There are people that know me in the real world. Not that this isn't the real world, but people in my personal life who watch these videos. And shout out to you guys if you're watching. But I don't want to share any personal information that might affect others or stuff like that, but I'm going to try to talk about a little bit. So I think in one of my last videos I posted, I discussed that I was moving. I might have told you guys that. I think I did, but I can't quite remember. But yeah, I moved. I didn't move super far, but I moved far enough that my environment is totally unfamiliar. There's not a lot here that I am familiar with, and that in and of itself, there's a lot that I could talk about. But I moved, and it was about an hour away from where I graduated college, and some of you know that I went to Southern Utah University. So I'm an hour away from Cedar City, which is where Southern Utah University is. And I moved here because crazy story. I moved here before I knew that I had a job, and that was insanely frightening. So, I had a lot of plans right before I graduated college. I was thinking, I could move back home. I'm originally from Base in Utah. I was like, I could move back home and I could spend the summer living with my parents and saving up money and go find a job somewhere and work. Or, just find something up there that I could put some money aside and save money. And I knew eventually that I was going to move and potentially go to law school, but I also have just always had a hankering to leave Utah. So my plan originally was to move home with my parents, work all summer, save money, and then move away maybe at the beginning of the fall. But that's just not what happened. As I considered the idea of moving home more, I got a little bit more anxious about that idea. There were a lot of things that would have been great about moving home. Saving money, spending time with family, seeing all my old friends who are still from up that way. But there's also a lot of really bad things. And those things started to weigh on me a little bit more. For starters, I am pretty independent by nature. I really don't like depending on others for things. And I don't like feeling that I owe somebody. I don't like being in debt to others. I hate that feeling. And unfortunately, I can go more into that, but I had a brief period of time where that was exactly the case for me, and I was so uncomfortable and it was killing me. But anyways, I was like, you know what? I hate the feeling of depending on others and feeling like I owe people things. So an opportunity arose. I had a really, really good friend who was wanting to move to St. George, which is where I live right now. And we teased the idea, but as soon as I graduated, I just had it in my head, that actually would be awesome. It would be super fun. So I bring the idea up to him, and he's like super down for it. And that was confirmation for me, if he's down, if I've got a roommate, if I've got a friend, a buddy that's also wanting to be there, it works. It just works too well. I can't pass up on that opportunity. So we looked and we went house hunting for a while, and eventually we found the place that I'm in right now. So shout out to my buddy for being great at navigating the real estate market. I don't know. It was hard. It's really hard to find housing down here right now. Everywhere, honestly, in Utah, it's hard to find housing, but he found this place. The only problem was we needed to find another roommate. We looked around and we asked around, and there just wasn't anybody that was wanting to go down here with us, and there wasn't anybody that we knew down here already that, we could room with. So we started to kind of get a little bit nervous about that. We're like, man, we're gonna have to find some random dude and put out ads on Facebook and say, hey, we need a roommate. But once again, another miracle took place, and I ended up, I guess it was my buddy, but he thought to ask one of our other good friends who is actually a nurse, and it ended up that she wanted to find a place down here too. And so anyways, we were able to find ourselves a roommate, which was pretty cool. I said, I knew that I wanted to move down here, and because I knew I wanted to be here, I started looking for work. So I graduated with a degree in political science, and the reason I went to school for that school of study was so that I could be a little bit more prepared for law school and understand public policy and stuff like that. So I really wanted to find a job at a law firm. I wanted to be a legal assistant. I wanted to delve into paralegal work. I wanted to get some experience drafting and preparing legal documents. I wanted to just understand the system better. So a few days before I moved down here, I drove down and I started knocking on all of these law firms' front doors, and I was handing papers out and resumes, and I was like, hey, like, I'm just a recent graduate. I really want to get my foot in the door. And there were some really, really cool people that I ran into, and one of them eventually cited that moment as the reason that I got hired. So this is a happy story at the end of the day, but I had been going around from firm to firm, knocking doors and asking if I could help in any way. Honestly, more. I wasn't even expecting to get paid all that much. I really just wanted to get experience. And a few people gave me their phone numbers, and they were like, yeah, call us and maybe fill out this, application thing. But one by one, like, one of them was like, we just aren't a big enough firm for the needs of an illegal assistant. And I was like, oh. The other ones called me and they're like, well, I also am not hiring legal assistants at this point, but I'd love to take you out for lunch and discuss like law school with you. So there were a lot of really, really kind people, but nobody was hiring. Oh gosh, so I'm getting stressed out even thinking about this, but what ended up happening was I moved down here and I still hadn't received word that I had a job. And so I was really, really, really pressed for money. I hadn't been working in like a month since school got out. I had a job when I was going to school, but as soon as the summer came around, that job finished. So I was doing everything that I could to stay afloat. And honestly, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful, and I'm really lucky. And I'm really lucky. And I'm really blessed. Because I don't know how I made it out of this. I don't know how I was able to get the money that I needed to pay the bills, pay the safety deposit, pay the rent, pay the utilities. Like, it was a lot of expenses. And I'm really lucky because my friends, they were aware of my situation, and in a way that they could help, they would. But there were a few things that I just couldn't ask them to do for me. So I'm so grateful for them. They've been awesome. They've been really supportive, and I would not be where I'm at without them swooping in and saving me. But I was pretty much dead broke, and I was living in a new place that I couldn't afford, and I didn't have a job yet. And so I was nervous, man. I was in a bad place. It was even thinking about what I was going to eat kind of concerned me. I had some, like, I don't know, a couple boxes of like rice and stuff, and some canned vegetables, and not that I was like ever hungry, but I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from, and it just miraculously it'd appear. I'd find the money for it, or I had to sell some things, to be able to pay to get down here. few days before our bills were due, our rent was due, our utilities were due, I was hunting for jobs. I mean, every day I was hunting, and as I said earlier, one of the lawyers who I knocked on the door of the office and introduced myself and handed them a resume, one of those lawyers gave me a phone call, and he invited me to lunch with the rest of the firm. And he's like, we'd really love to continue the interview process with you. Like, I was impressed with what I saw, and we'd really like to introduce you to the rest of the associates here. And so I was so excited, honestly. If there was ever a time for me to get a blessing like that, that moment was that time. I hung up the phone and I remember thinking, like, this isn't a yes answer, but it could be, and it could be the answer to my prayers. Like, this could be exactly what I need. I've been working so hard to find jobs and stuff, and I'm finally gonna have a call back, and it's one where they seem like they're interested in me working for them. So I went to work. Well, I didn't go to work, but I went to work. I was studying hard. I was trying my best to get a history of this firm, try to understand how it worked. I wanted to be able to say the names of each of the lawyers there before I'd even really met them face to face. I wanted to just impress them. I really wanted to make an impression, and a good one at that, because I needed work. And on top of that, this is exactly what I wanted. I was getting work experience in a place that I wanted to be. So I went to lunch, and I got to meet the guy who first opened the door, and he came out and spoke with me about my resume, and I just immediately felt comfortable. And I felt like I could be myself around all of the lawyers that were there. We walked across the street to a super nice restaurant, and we got burgers, and they were asking questions about where I was from, what I studied in school. We were joking, talking about music and movies. I told them that I really loved Breaking Bad, and I think everybody at the table loves the show. And so we instantly had things to talk about, and I felt comfortable, and I felt like I had a great answer for each of their questions. And so at the end of our lunch interview, we walked back to their office, and he said that they'd give me a call if I ended up getting the job, because there had been a lot of people applying for the position they wanted to offer me. I think there were over 30 applicants. And so all of that excitement that I had about getting the interview and getting to further my progress in the process of getting hired, all of that kind of melted away, because 30 people is a lot of people. Funny enough, it's kind of crazy. Even just telling this story right now is helping me see that this was truly a miracle. It was a blessing, and I was being looked after. But anyways, my hope for getting the job, it kind of started to fade away a little bit. And a few days went by after the lunch interview, and at this point I was not sure. I was honestly thinking I didn't get it. I would know by now if I had it. They wouldn't take this long to contact me and let me know. So once again, I was like, well, I'm back to square one. And that was tough. That was really, 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 really tough. But one night right using, and I was sleeping on the floor. But I was sitting there in my sleeping bag just thinking about how I was going to be able to make this work. And I got a phone call, and the chief attorney, the boss, the big boss, he called me up and he let me know that I had the job and that I could start working in a couple days. And oh, the relief, I don't think you understand. Maybe you do, maybe you guys have been in a spot like that, but I literally had nothing. I had nothing. I had no source of income, no other job leads. And the feeling I got as I hung up the phone with him, all the peace that I felt, it was just insane. You know, it's all the hard work had paid off, and I no longer had to be worried. Oh man, I could probably make another video just talking about this experience, but I'm already at like 25 minutes, so I'm gonna finish the video off. But I got the job. I've been working so hard. I've really got a knack for it. I think the people that have been training me have been very helpful and been very positive, and they've been impressed with the work that I've been able to do, and that means the world to me. And I've finally been making money again, and I can finally afford groceries, and I can finally pay bills and pay my debts to the roommates that I have, and I'm so lucky, guys. I really am. I'm so lucky. But life is good, man. Life has been good to me, and in those moments where I thought I was on my own, or I thought that there was no hope for me, or I thought that there was no outcome that would be positive, it ended up being that way. And so if you're still watching this video at this point, I just want to let you know that just keep pushing through. You keep working at it. Keep your chin up. And it'll seem hopeless, and it'll feel hopeless, and there will be a lot of things that are out of your control. But there are things that are in your control, and just stay focused on that. And I promise, if you put in effort, if you work hard, that you're going to end up on top. You'll find a way out of whatever hardship you're going through. So I'm just really humbled and really grateful. I know I've been watched out for, and I know that I'm not on my own, and I hope you guys know that you're not on your own either. So yeah, I've been busy. That's been my life for the past few months, and so I'm gonna try to post more videos. I want to try to be real with you guys, and just be open and totally honest, because I love interacting with people that are honest with me, and just vulnerable and open and honest too. So that's probably gonna be it. This is like a half-hour video,